Hey kids, it's Miss Sasha. Welcome back to art class today. I'm super excited. Today we're going to talk about important leaders. We're going to compare community leaders or helpers to leaders in the animal kingdom. Together today we're going to create a majestic elephant using shapes and lines. Majestic means having or showing impressive beauty, and elephants are so big that that's pretty impressive. Elephants are large mammals that care a lot for each other, just like the leaders of our community care about the people in the community. Community leaders and helpers are someone you look up to, like a principal, a church leader, a boss, a coach, a doctor, a nurse, the governor, the president. All of those people are very important leaders. Well, in the animal kingdom, animals like elephants, killer whales, meerkats, bees, and lions all live in communities of animals that are just like them, and they all work together to live. So, a community leader or a helper are chosen the same way that the leaders in the animal kingdom are chosen, or in the herd of elephants. You have to have specific skills to be a leader. And examples would be like if you're the principal of a school, you have to be very good with telling children which way to go or which class to go to. Or if you're a coach, you have to maybe know the rules of the game in order to lead the team in the right direction or to the playoffs or to the championship. If you're a doctor, you can't be afraid of broken legs or maybe giving someone a shot. So the matriarch in the elephant kingdom is the oldest and the largest female elephant of the herd. The herd includes the daughters of the matriarch and their babies. The matriarch makes all the decisions of the group. In a family, your great great grandmother might be the matriarch of your home or your family, right? Community leaders and elephants require the same 5 skills to be successful leaders. And let's start with number 1. You have to have good problem solving, right? You have to be able to find solutions, figure out why something might be broken, and you might have to be good at fixing it. The matriarch of the elephant herd has to lead her herd to water holes or food resources or places to live. So you have to be able to help someone or lead someone with your good problem solving skills, right? So the coach might say, that didn't work out. We might have to put you on defense, or you'd be better at second base. So that would be good problem solving, right? Another skill for a successful leader might be social intelligence. That means you have to know yourself, or you have to know others that are around you. You have to know when to talk or listen, right? Or what to say and what to do. So if you're talking while your teacher is talking, then that wouldn't be very good listening skills. So you have to learn how to be a good listener, or you have to know when you might be hurting someone's feelings and try not to do that, right? That's called social intelligence. Openness, willing to try something new. And sometimes when you're a kiddo, you might be afraid to try maybe some new food. You might be afraid to meet new friends. You might be afraid to say, try a new sport, right? But when you have openness, that means you're willing to meet new people and to do these things like try new foods. Well, elephants have to be open-minded. They have to be able to trust and respect their leaders, right? The matriarch of the group. She makes the final decisions, kind of like the principal of your school. He's going to make the final decisions. Elephants are just like humans and are open to lots of suggestions, right? We have 2 more. Decisiveness. Decisiveness means you have to be able to make quick decisions that are effective for your group. You have to be able to settle conflict. And that means like if someone might be arguing back and forth, you might have to say, hey guys, let's talk it out. You have to help them decide on a better way to solve the problem, right? The matriarch, the elephant, the oldest elephant in the herd, she has to be trusted and respected for her wise decisions, just like your principal. You have to trust that he's making the right decisions. Or your teacher, she says, we're going to walk this way. That's the way you have to go. She's making a decision for you. And it has to be a quick decision so you can maybe avoid danger, or the elephants want to protect their babies. So those are all good skills for a leader. And the last one might be the hardest for us. It's called patience. If you're a good leader, you have to be patient. You have to hope that everybody is listening and they're learning, right? And so you have to be able to remain calm when dealing with maybe a difficult situation or an annoying situation, or maybe a person that's aggravating, right? You have to say, whoa, 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 I'm going to try to be patient, right? What if the referee of the game is calling it the wrong way? You have to be patient with his decision, right? The matriarch of the elephant herd has to have patience. And guess what? It's one of the elephant's greatest talents. Elephants think things through, and they respond very calmly and confident when they're making decisions for their herd, right? So the leaders, both humans and elephants, have to keep their families safe and well. Kind of like, have you ever heard someone say, oh, she always has my back? That means that you can depend on this person. You can depend on your friend or your mom or your grandma or your coach, right? They always have your back. Or be able to talk or communicate, like with your team. If you can't tell your team, hey, pass it to me, then you might not trust that it's going to get there. So you have to make sure everybody is focused and on task, right? Your teacher says, write your name, stay on task, focus class. You have to listen to your teacher. That's part of your teacher being a great leader, right? If someone is stuck or in trouble, you have to be able to help, right? If I can't write my name, then you might help your classmates sound it out, right? That means you're being a good leader for your friend. And this is really important. You have to make sure you compliment achievements. That means give a high five. Good job. You're awesome. Way to be a good listener. The team is so good, right? Or if you're an elephant, you might make a trumpet sound. That's for excitement. Roar, like an elephant does. He lifts his trunk up in the air for he's so happy. They found a good place to live. They found a water hole. They found food. The matriarch of the elephant kingdom is leading by example, right? So these are all good skills that you have to be an amazing leader, okay? So look at all my elephants. Here's the matriarch. She's leading her herd to maybe food or water or a place to live. This is a giant elephant. Big trunk, very big ears. Look at these, protecting their babies. These are the tusks on the elephant, okay? The supplies that we're going to need today are going to be one white piece of paper, a pencil with an eraser, assorted crayons including black and gray. Now is a good time to pause your video and gather your supplies. Now that you've gathered all your supplies, let's put your supplies in front of you and let's do a quick finger and hand warm-up just to get our hands ready for creating. All right, here we go. Let's wiggle fingers. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Maybe one at a time. Good, make a fist. Open the fist. Back and forth. Maybe one at a time. Maybe the other one. Both. Forward, backwards, forward, backwards. Maybe a little wrist twist. I like these. And maybe you could go around. Good. All right, shake it out. Good. Get your piece of paper, put it in front of you. I want it to be horizontal, okay? Like this, wide. And we're going to fold our paper in half. So the part that is down by your belly, I want you to fold up and make the corners meet and then press it. Horizontal. When you're done, open up your paper and get ready. I want you to get your pencil. Got it? Okay. We're going to draw part of our elephant with the pencil because there's going to be some parts we're going to need to erase, and then we're going to go over it with our black crayon. So stay with me. Don't go ahead. We're going to do one step at a time. Okay. You see the fold in your paper? Good. I want you to put a little dot in the middle of that fold. It's a tiny little dot that maybe only you can see. The first part we're going to make is this big, round elephant head. Okay? We're going to want to go close to the top of the paper. See? Maybe you can even put a dot up there if you would like. We're not making an oval, we're making a circle. Watch. As best we can. The best circle you can make. All right? Now we're going to make his trunk. The trunk on the elephant is the most useful part of his nose. Can you believe it? He has a very long nose. It's called his trunk. He uses it to smell, to spray water on his back for a bath, to bring water to his mouth to drink, to wrestle, to keep the children in line, make sounds, all those things. The trunk is very, very important to the elephant. It's going to be a long triangle, okay? So down here on your paper, I want you to put a little horizontal line. Okay? And we're going to make a long, skinny triangle. I'm going to put a dot here and a dot here. Go ahead and add 2 dots. It looks like it might be his eyes, but it's not. Okay? We're going to make 2 diagonal lines that go all the way down to this little horizontal line. Ready? 1 and 2. I know it's not a point at the bottom, and you don't have to close the top, okay? It's in the shape of a triangle, okay? Everybody with me? Great. All right, let's go ahead and add, you're going to do 2 little curved lines right here. This is going to be for his little tusks. Here's 1 and 2. It goes from the side of the trunk to the circle. Okay? Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and erase the line that's in the trunk. Okay? Great. You can put your pencil away. Go ahead and get your black crayon. And we're going to trace those pencil lines. Watch. I'm going to do my circle. Watch me though. Stop at the trunk. Okay? Now trace your large, long trunk. And at the bottom, you could put a little curved line. That's going to be where his little nostrils are. You could put 2 dots in there if you can fit them. If not, it's no big deal. This trunk is curved. This one is going to be straight. Perfect. Trace those 2 pencil lines that are going to be his tusks. His tusks are like his teeth, right? They stick out from the elephant's mouth. They're made of ivory, and they use them to like peel the bark on a tree or crack a really hard nut or dig in the ground for water. So the tusks are really important too, and they never stop growing for the lifetime of the elephant. That's gonna be a big old tusk. Okay, ready? We're gonna do 2 curved lines for the elephant's body. You see he's got a big old body, and we don't see the elephant's feet because he's too big for the paper. They're hidden, right? Here we go, watch. I'm gonna start from his head, and I'm gonna curve down to the bottom of the paper, right above where my tusks are gonna come out. Watch. Curve. Curve. We've been practicing curved lines a lot. You should be really good at them. Okay? The elephant's lips are up underneath his trunk. His little trunk gets water and curves up and gives him water in his mouth. He's got little lips. They're there to hold in the water and some of the food in his mouth, just like our lips, what their use is for. Okay? All right. We're going to do a little curve line underneath his trunk so we know that he's got these two front legs. Look, curve. There. Pretty good. How are your elephants looking? Give me a thumbs up. Good job, everybody. Okay. He's got really big ears. Look, they almost fill the paper, huh? They're really important, those ears. His ears keep the elephant cool. So they'll flap them so they can also keep off like bugs, right? If they flap their ears, it keeps them cool. It makes the wind blow around them. They're also really good at hearing, so they can hear low sounds of maybe other family members in the elephant herd, or he might hear predators approaching. So his ears are important. They're really big. We're going to make 2 diagonal lines that go from his head to the corner of the paper, towards the corner of the paper. Okay, watch. One on this side and one on this side. See? Look. They're going to kind of be a wavy line, and it's going to go to his body, maybe right by where the curve, where the fold in the paper is. Watch. How's that? We're going to add some more detail to the elephant's ear once you get your elephant's ear on. They have really wrinkly skin. Their skin is really thick and tough, right? Elephants, they cover their body with dust and mud for sunscreen. So if they go to a watering hole, they'll throw dust and mud on their back to keep, one, the bugs away, and to keep the sun off their back, right? They spray water all over their bodies, and it keeps their skin from getting dry, because they can't just go to the store and buy lotion like we can, right? Or sunscreen. They have to find it in their environment and where they live. Okay, ready? Let's add some detail to the elephant's ears, just like they have lines on theirs. So we're going to do the best we can. I just followed my line, and I wiggled on down. Some of you might want to put some other lines in there, and that's fine. We're going to do the same on both sides. He's symmetrical, right? He's the same on both sides. Ready? Line, wiggle, 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 and some detail. You got it? Great. Okay, let's add his sweet little eyes. They have very little eyes, but they actually have really beautiful eyelashes. That also helps to keep the dust out of their eyes, because in their environment it's very sandy and dusty. So they have little eyes with beautiful eyelashes. So I did a little curve line next to his trunk on both sides. And I put a little eye in there. You know, elephants, they don't see really well. Their eyesight's kind of poor, so that's why they use their big ears to kind of guide them where they need to go. I think they can see better at night when the lights are a little bit dim, but out in the sun, the elephants, their eyesight doesn't work as good, so their ears and their hearing is super important. Okay, we can put a few little eyelashes on there. Okay. And again, they're very, very wrinkly. So in order to show wrinkles that they have around their eyes, I just kind of do some little circles around his eyes, pressing lightly. We practiced that last week, pressing lightly with our crayon, right? So I just kind of go around. He has some little wrinkles on his forehead. Okay, and let's go ahead and add the lines on his trunk. They're curved lines. Watch. He's so cute. They actually have wrinkles all over their body, and you can add some if you'd like. Oh, his tusks, right? We have to add his tusks. Look, sometimes they never stop growing, but they might get broken sometimes, so they might not be even on both sides. They're like two little curved lines, right? Look, curve with a little point. Look, however you make them is going to be fine. Super cute, right? So the elephant's feet have to be really, really big. And I think they have 4 toes on each foot. They have to be really strong to hold that big, giant elephant body up. So you'll see down here, this elephant has big, giant feet, right? Okay, go ahead and put your black away and get your gray. If you don't have a black crayon, you can color very, very lightly for your elephant's gray body, okay? So basically we can just kind of color, and I'm still coloring lightly with my gray because I don't want to lose my elephant's wrinkles. You can color right over his eyes gently. Just don't color his tusks, right? His tusks are white. We're going to go around the tusks. Sometimes when I draw on top of the black curved lines on his trunk, I might color a little bit darker just to show those wrinkles, right? Take your time. Keep coloring. Good. Color his head and his trunk. The female elephant of the herd is called a cow. I did not know that. I thought that's different, right? And the male of the elephant herd is usually called the bull elephant, and the baby's called a calf, okay? Like a cow has calves, I guess elephants also have calves, right? You might find this to be a funny fact, but elephants are really afraid of bees. They do not like bees. Bees could send the whole herd into a stampede and running all over like crazy. They're just really afraid of bees, and they're so little. Can you imagine that big elephant afraid of bees? And they're not really afraid of mice like sometimes we see in the movies, but sometimes the mice just startle them because they're so quick and they move so fast. And that's why sometimes we think that elephants are afraid of bees. Okay? Go ahead and color your elephant's ears. On both sides. If you want to show like some shadows, like we talked about in the last couple of weeks, the part that might be hidden more under the elephant's head might be darker right here, right? So it makes it look like it has a shadow, like in my ear, there might be a shadow. So I'd want to show that. So I'll go darker by his head. You can go darker by the eyes if you'd like. Remember, if you have black, press very, very lightly. I might go darker by his body. Just like that. Good. Keep coloring in his ears. Elephants, the other female elephants in the herd help babysit each other's babies. So if one of the female elephants is going to find some food, or if there's some other predators in the area, they'll help babysit each other's babies, right? So they're kind of being each other's teammates in a sense because they're helping each other out, right? And guess what? Elephants really do walk in a single file line, just like you do when you're walking through the school's hallways, right? Good. Let's go ahead and finish coloring his body. Don't color his tusk, and if you do, it's okay. It's okay. I'm trying to be careful going around the tusks, but sometimes my hand just colors in the tusks, but it's going to be okay, right? Great. Keep coloring in your elephant. I didn't do a background on my elephant because I thought maybe you would like to design or create your own background. You could have trees, you could have more of a desert area, more of a savanna, wherever you think your elephant might live. You might just have a sunset. They might be in a little water puddle, right? Getting some fresh water. Today was super fun. We learned how similar the community leaders and helpers are, and how they're just like the animal kingdom, right? They're very similar. We learned how to draw an elephant by following simple directions. Elephants are amazing, majestic creatures, and they love and protect their family members just like the community leaders do for us, for the people in the community. Don't forget to watch Miss Kelsey's movement video that talks all about community leaders and leaders in the animal community, just like elephants. I can't wait to see you next week.